Yo, yo, yo.
Yo,
What it do? What it do?
second week in a
Uh,
row, we on the air.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Getting consistent,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like
Yes,
uh,
we
like
are.
the like the Bears offense,
Great comparison.
putting up 30 points a game at this point. Let's keep it
Let's
up.
go. But we ain't taking no L's, baby. No
Yeah,
L's on
no,
bear down, breakdown.
no else. We play defense over here.
Hoorah. Ha 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 ha.
Welcome everybody to episode 18, Bear Down Breakdown podcast. We are your co-host. I am Eli.
And I am Bruce.
And this is week 11 preview episode. We will preview the upcoming game against the Falcons. It's going to be an interesting matchup, I guess. Sure. I was telling Bruce
Season
how
going
much
by.
hype is behind this game because
Yeah, season kind of flying, going kind of
yeah, it is.
fast.
Week 11
Man.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
time flies when you're having fun, right?
Okay.
Um, I mean, I'm having fun watching the offense at least. At least we can
True.
say
That's
that.
true. That's true.
Yeah, we have some roster injury stuff to talk about. Obviously, this matchup, how we match up against the Falcons. Where do the Falcons rank? What can we look forward to? All of that. We will provide you all of that for you. So you're welcome. Anyway, before we talk some football, though, I am going to do what I do before every episode and check in with B. B, how you doing, bro?
It's the week is almost over, and next week is Thanksgiving. Can you believe that?
Yeah, another thing that's flying by is this
Yeah,
year.
this year, this year has definitely went by super fast. For those that's wondering if they want to look at my background, let me just move out the way and let y'all take a look at this. Re- Reason I got that background up, and I'm going to share a little bit later, is just the crazy things that I keep hearing about Justin Fields, just from certain uh, media people. But we'll get to that. You asked me how I was doing. Thanksgiving is next week, and I think tis is the season to really just give thanks for the things that you're thankful for, and you know, and I think I got a lot to be thankful for. A lot has changed in my life, but nevertheless, I do have a lot to be thankful for. And you walk away because, yeah, I don't think you want to hear my
Just moving
voice.
some. I'll be right there. Right there.
That's cool. No, it's fine. I'll hold it down
Talking.
while
I
you
got you.
walk away when I'm trying to give thanks. And I was gonna say that I give thanks for you being
Okay,
a
I'm back.
great film. Hey, welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
What were you saying? I was not listening at all.
You will hear it. You will hear it when you do the editing and listen to the show. I said you was walking away, and I said I was gonna give thanks to you for being a great friend and a great brother, but forget it because
Oh
you
wow.
walked away when I was
Oh
in the
damn.
middle of
I messed that
giving
up. I'm
thanks.
sorry.
So it's okay. It's fine. How you doing?
Always getting philosophical over here.
All
B.
right.
Jesus Christ.
Get your demons out of here.
You obviously going to therapy. I know.
Right. Can you tell? How can you
Oh
tell?
man. I'm good, man. I'm good. Actually, yesterday I got a chance to bid on my vacation for next
Mm,
year for work
nice.
because I'm with a union. So usually with
Hey.
unions, you have to bid on your vacation the week
Mhm.
prior or the year prior for the following year, and it goes by seniority.
Okay.
So yesterday was my day to bid on my vacation next year, and so I'm thinking, me and my wife and my family, we planned a 1 week to take a vacation. We plan on going to Florida, Disney World, all that stuff.
Nice.
So I had 1 week planned out. I was like, all right, this week, because I'm still technically kind of new to Frito Lay, that
Hmm.
I want to get, at least I thought, I only got 1 week of vacation. So I call this lady. She's scheduling the vacation. She's like, okay, what's your next week? You get 2 weeks. And I was like, what?
Wow.
2 weeks of vacation?
That's dope, bro. That's
Thank you,
dope.
Lord. And that's how I
Yeah.
find out that I got upgraded to 2 weeks of vacation is
Nice.
by bidding on vacation. So that made my week. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
When
was
you
beautiful.
when you go to take your beautiful family to Disney World, you guys are gonna have a good time. But can you bring me back like a T-shirt, something like that, please?
We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see.
All right.
I was trying to, budget plan for this, and I was looking up how much
Yeah.
it costs to
Yeah.
take one of these vacations for at least
Yeah.
a family of 4, and
Hmm. Hmm.
I may I may
Yeah.
have to. You may see me on the corner. That's all I'm gonna
Okay.
say. That's all I'm gonna say.
We just keep driving, y'all. He's just trying to he's just trying to go on vacation. That's
I
all
might
it
start an
is.
OnlyFans or something. Sell some some feet pics. Those of y'all who like hairy feet, I might have to. I might have to do something, bro. Some extra.
Oh my god.
May have to do some extra for this vacation, but we'll see. B, maybe I'll get you one of those little snow globes or
You know
something.
what, man? Don't even worry about it. If you got to do OnlyFans page just to go on vacation, don't worry about it, bro. It's all good. Toes for Florida. That's your ad
Yep.
name on Only
Feet for Florida.
Feet for Florida.
Buy my feet pics so we could put our feet down in Florida.
What is wrong with us? You got different feet pics. You got a feet in the sand. You got a feet in the sauna. You got it's all different feet pics for
Lotion
the
in my
people out
feet.
there.
I got you. Whatever you need. I'm your feet plug.
Man. Oh my
Wow.
god, bro.
Anyway.
Whew. All
But
right.
yeah, 2 weeks of vacation. So that's great.
good, man.
I'm celebrating. Anyway, let's let's get on topic here and actually talk about the stuff that we actually made this podcast for. Talk about some Bears football.
Yeah, let's do it.
All righty. So we got a matchup against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Shout out to Justin Fields. He's going to be going home. He's from
Yep.
the state of Georgia. He said he grew up as a Falcons fan, which is interesting.
Yeah.
That he's interesting now that he's breaking all of Michael Vick's records as a rushing quarterback.
But you know what makes me feel old is he said his favorite player growing up was Julio Jones.
Julio Jones. Yeah, that's right.
Like, Jesus, okay.
Yeah, man, I forget how he probably didn't. He was probably too young to watch Atlanta Michael Vick. That's
definitely.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's crazy to even think
Exactly.
about. Wow, that makes me feel old. Jesus.
Right. Come on, man.
All right, so the Bears are 3-point underdogs in this game. Yeah, there's a lot to go over. We're going to go over the injury report because there's some very key injuries that the Bears have going into this game, and it really affects their game plan, especially offensively. Being that, I'll just give it to y'all if you haven't heard already. Justin Herbert went on IR. So basically, our leading rusher outside of Justin Fields has gone to IR. He'll be out for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it in the last episode, but he was technically RB2 on the depth chart, but the way that he carried the ball, he was RB1. Like his meaningful runs in this scheme just seemed to fit better than David Montgomery. But we'll see. We'll see.
Khalil Herbert, right? I thought you said
Khalil
Justin.
Herbert. I said Justin Herbert.
Okay. I
wish we had Justin Herbert.
Oh man,
that would be great. But no. Actually, I don't wish we had Justin Herbert, guys. We have Justin Fields. I'm good. Don't take that as a I'm not cool with Justin Fields.
They coming. Oh, so now you don't like him now, huh?
Wow. I love Justin Fields. I have a freaking action figure of Justin Fields sitting on my shelf down here in the basement. Anyway.
It's just a joke, guys. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Wish we had him as a backup. I wish we had Justin Herbert as a backup. How about that? Anyway,
there you
go. Khalil Herbert went on IR. So we have that to kind of game plan around. Bruce kind of texted me earlier about something that we could talk about later. But B, I just want to get your thoughts on this game just as a whole before we go over the specifics.
I think this is going to be a very high scoring game. Um, you want to get into the numbers. Atlanta. So it's interesting that in the last show you talked about the Bears are actually opening the passing game up, and this Atlanta's defense, they allow the most passing yards in the NFL as a defense. The Bears are number one in rushing. Right behind them at fourth is Atlanta. So this is going to be a very high scoring game. Neither defenses can stop a nosebleed, so I expect a high scoring affair. I really, really, really want to beat Atlanta for the simple fact that they decided to beat me. So I really just want to beat Ryan Pace. I think um, he is a senior personnel executive working under the GM. That's there, Terry Fontenot. So, yeah, man, I, I'm I just look at this game as we have two.
Sorry, y'all. I had camera issues. I had to deal with that. Sorry, B. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no problem. We have two offenses that put up a lot of points. Cordell Patterson for Atlanta is a dynamic player. Are you still a Marcus Mariota fan? I know that was
Um,
your boy for some
he,
years.
yeah, I had his Oregon jersey and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not. Oh, my camera's going off again. I don't know what's happening. Just to answer your question before I go there and fix that. Yeah, I do like Marcus Mariota still. I think I'm rooting for him.
Hmm.
But he's not my boy. He's not. I
Sorry.
can't consider him my boy anymore.
Okay. All
That
right.
train has kind of fallen off,
Gotcha.
unfortunately.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to offend you in any way.
No, you're
But
good.
no.
No
Okay. All
offense
right.
taken.
But yeah, this game, I'm really interested in just the offenses because despite the fact that both teams come in with really poor records. I mean, they both can put up they both can put up numbers. They both can put up yards, especially on the ground. Um, but like I said, I really want to see the passing game open up for the Bears. And you talked about this in the last show. And this week is the perfect opportunity to maybe not be so run heavy with Justin Fields. I know the Bears don't throw the ball a lot. In fact, they are the last in the league in passing, but they're first in the league in running. Not too far behind them when it comes to passing is Atlanta, but they love to run the ball. So, this is a game where I really feel like you can, get the ball to a Chase Claypool. You can get the ball to a Darnell Mooney, get the ball to a Cole Kmet, in the passing game. So, that's something that I'm looking forward to because, like I said before, Atlanta, they're last in the league, man. I think they give up a little bit over 280 yards through the air. And so it should be interesting. It should be very interesting. Ryan Pace still has a job. That just baffles my mind that he has a job. I mean, look, I know we're all for second chances and things of that nature, but the fact that he got a job right after he got fired, and like I said, he's the senior personnel to the GM to the Atlanta Falcons. So that's a little weird. So I'm really hoping that the Bears come through and they beat the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
Hey, welcome back.
MVP for holding that down. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Camera battery died, so I had to
Throw
deal
out
with
some
that.
numbers there.
But
The
I heard everything you were saying. I had my headphones on.
the Bears lead the all-time series versus Atlanta 15-13. Do you remember the last Bears win against Atlanta?
That was in 2020.
Yeah. Yep. And they had that comeback. Who was the quarterback that came in?
That was good
Was
old
that
Nick Foles. Run to
Nick
the
Foles?
L. Hit
Nick
Anthony
Foles.
Miller.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony Miller. We traded a draft pick for him. kind of
Don't
remind
remind me.
people for Anthony
Don't
Miller.
remind
So
me. I heard you mention Ryan Pace, and Ryan Pace is
mhm.
obviously part of that Atlanta Falcons staff. And I was listening to a topic that Waddle and Sylvie on ESPN 1000 were talking about,
Yeah.
and they asked a question, an interesting question that I want to ask you. Do you think Bears fans owe Ryan Pace an apology for the drafting of what could very well be our franchise star quarterback?
Mm, that's an interesting question. Um, no, because they gave him an extra season. No, I think they did. They did well with giving Ryan Pace chance after chance after chance to make this thing right. Um, and I think it's twofold, right? So, you know, after despite just the pressure from the outside to make a change following the 2020 season, right? And we remember how that season was very up and down. The Bears still opted to stick with Ryan Pace and Nagy, and so it was with that you know um, that led to the trade, in 2021 for the Bears to move ahead and get Justin Fields. um, but then it's just like, okay, so even within that season with Justin Fields, you still really didn't. I mean, you didn't cash in and what, and I know Justin Fields was a rookie, but just some of the decisions that was made even in his rookie year, like what was you trying to prove by starting Andy Dalton? And then I think they went with, was it Nick Foles? Was Nick Foles still with us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, and then you finally gave it to Justin Fields. So I don't think we owe him an apology. I think he had a lot of chances to do something right following the playoff fluke that we can now all kind of agree with, and just said the Bears got lucky a lot in that season. But then I think, so does the Justin Fields pick outweigh all the bad that he did? I'm gonna say no, because you still set this franchise back some with some of the decisions that you made. So
hmm Yeah, I agree. I think the fair thing to do is just say thank you. Like,
yeah,
we don't need to
no,
give him an apology. Just a thank
nah,
you. Just a
right,
kind thank you for a kind parting gift that you gave
exactly,
us in Justin
yeah,
Fields before the door hit your ass on the way out.
exactly,
Um,
exactly.
but yeah, I mean, he deserves every bit of criticism, every bit of frustration from Bears
Hmm.
fans. Because you look at what everyone complains about what Ryan Poles has done this year, and one of the main reasons why Ryan Poles is doing what he's doing in the way that he's doing it is because of Ryan Pace. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah. So no apology for that guy.
yeah, no whatsoever. And let's remember, like, I know some fans thinking, well, we made the playoffs in 2020. Yeah, that came with a lot of, kind of backed into the playoffs in 2020, and we still saw the writing on the wall, even with that. So yeah, we don't owe him an apology.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Anyway, more about this specific matchup against the Atlanta Bears. Yes, I said Atlanta Bears because they're basically the Bears. They have
Versus
so many
Atlanta.
former Bears players; it's insane.
Yeah.
Um, but in terms of the injury report, which is interesting, I already gave you guys Khalil Herbert put on IR. But some of the more notable ones, Kyler Gordon was limited on yesterday. Today, as of Thursday, we're recording Thursday. He was a full participant, so it's a good thing. N'Keal Harry was a DNP, do not practice today. Tevin Jenkins has not practiced the last 2 days, so that's not that great of a sign.
No.
Cole Kmet didn't practice yesterday, but he was limited today. He was upgraded, so that's a good sign for him playing on Sunday. David Montgomery Obviously, we're going to need him with Khalil out. He did not practice yesterday, but he practiced in full today. Good sign. Al-Qadim Muhammad, who's been a non-factor on the defense anyway, he hasn't practiced in the last 2 days. And then Kendall Vildor, which people may not want to admit it, but I feel like we missed him last week.
Definitely.
Because not that Kendall Vildor is a shutdown
Difference
corner
maker, right.
or anything like that, but you could definitely tell that they were picking on the defensive backs that were in for him last week. But he didn't practice yesterday, and he was limited today, upgraded, so that was a good sign there. And that does it for the injury report. But the most notable one obviously is Tevin Jenkins,
right?
But I feel like Michael Schofield stepped in and did a pretty good job last week.
He did. He did. Serviceable.
I'm not saying he's Tevin Jenkins. Tevin Jenkins has turned into our best offensive lineman, one of the best stories on the team this year, no doubt.
And quiet as a kept, might be one of the best. This season
in the league.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So
yeah, it's crazy. But I'm not too worried. And you just talked about the Atlanta Falcons defense. They're not anything to be super scared about.
Right.
So I feel confident that Michael Schofield can come in and the Bears offense won't miss too much of a beat. My worry, I wouldn't even say worry, but what I'm going to be paying attention to most is Khalil Herbert being out. What are the Bears going to do at running back with Khalil Herbert being out? David Montgomery, obviously, very serviceable in terms of if you want to give him 15 to 20 carries, I think he can do that.
Right.
Will he do it as good of a job if you were to split those between him and Khalil Herbert? Probably not. And then you have the rookie, Tristan Ebner.
Yep.
And then one thing that you texted me, and I talked about this as well a couple of episodes ago after we beat the Patriots right before the trade deadline. We were talking about trading. Who can we trade? What if we trade, David Montgomery? You brought up bringing in a speed running back, almost like a Tariq Cohen kind of player this offseason. If David Montgomery were to be traded or were to be let go, not re-signed. And I brought up Velus Jones. You texted me today, Velus Jones, maybe getting some play. Adam Hogue, I know, tweeted earlier as well that the special teams coordinator, I forget his name, Tyke. Is that his?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, sorry, wide receiver coach Tyke Tolbert hinted at.
That's an interesting name.
That Velus Tyke Tolbert, yeah.
Tyke Tolbert.
He hinted that Velus Jones has been getting more involved in special teams this week in practice. So that could mean that Velus Jones will be active in this game, unlike the last 2 weeks. But could Velus Jones see some time at running back? That was something that we talked about as soon as he got drafted, people started making those Deebo Samuel comparisons. I've seen him run with the football. He does run very Cordell Patterson-like. He's violent. He's way more violent than you think. He's fast as hell, obviously. But what are your thoughts on Khalil Herbert being out? What do you expect to see from the Bears running backs this week?
Let's first preference. There's one Deebo Samuel. There's one Cordell Patterson. Like those guys are unique. They're special. So, but I think that Velus Jones has the tools and the physical traits. He's 6 feet, 200, 205 pounds, can fly. I just think you need to get the ball in his hands. And let's just see what he can do. Like, here's the thing. Now is the time. You're not going anywhere. The Bears aren't going anywhere. Now is the time to let's do a little experimenting. Let's just see, like, if this is something that can actually work. Why not? That's how Deebo Samuel got started. They was just like, let's just see your most explosive players. You want to do everything you can to get them the ball. And I feel like Velus Jones can be that player, but we have to see what he can do. So these are the games. You're not playing for anything. You're playing for when I say you're not playing for anything, you're not playing for far as record or playoff position or anything like that. You're simply playing for to see what you have in these players. And I think Velus Jones, where you drafted him and just some of the physical tools that he has, why not? What would it hurt?
Right.
To get this guy the most opportunities, because maybe like they try. Cordell Patterson came in as a wide receiver, and they just saw that he's not. When Minnesota drafted him, and they saw that he just wasn't that wide receiver. One of the top, wide receivers, but he can do other things, special teams. And now look at him; he's probably one of the top 15 running backs in the league, or top 10. Depending on who you're talking to. So I feel like now is the time to. Like, let's just see what Velus Jones can do. Let's give him, these type of opportunities, and you never know,
Yeah.
But why not try?
Yeah. I mean, I think Lugetti can get very, very creative. You've seen how creative he got with runs with friggin' Dante Pettis and
Yeah, yeah,
Anemia St. Brown, getting
exactly.
these trick play jet sweeps that have them going for 18 yards. Could you imagine if Velus Jones got his hands on one of them jet sweeps
Yeah,
that the defense wasn't expecting? He'd be gone,
yep,
gone.
yep.
So I think, listen, this you look at the defense and how much they're experimenting with Kyler Gordon. And I get it; he was a second round draft pick. He was probably a higher scouted player than Velus Jones, but
Hmm.
they're having him in there. They're dealing with the growing pains with him as a rookie and making mistakes and all of that. You have to do the same thing with Velus Jones. Like, he was your first offensive draft pick in the last draft. Something that a lot of Bears fans were looking for Ryan Poles to do in terms of drafting an offensive player. So just roll with the growing pains. Roll with the growing pains with this kid. I mean, what do you have to
Yeah,
lose? You don't have a dynamic wide receiver room right now
right.
that would grant you to not start him. And I feel like part of it is because Justin Fields, they really are trying to put the best, most reliable talent around Justin Fields to help with his
Hmm.
development. But why not let these young players grow and let them make mistakes? Like, let them. He's a
Yeah,
rookie. Justin Fields is a basically in his second rookie year. Let them
right.
make mistakes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't give him any playing time, at least some offensive snaps.
Speaking of
Um,
making mistakes, I want the Bears to allow Justin Fields to throw the ball at least 30 times in
Man,
this game.
preach on it.
Why not? Let's I mean, look at the setup, man. Like you got him coming back to his hometown. For those that don't know, he transferred from the University of Georgia to Ohio State. He was recruited by Georgia, went to Georgia. He played behind, I forgot who they chose over him at the time in Georgia, but he then transferred to Ohio State after his freshman year. The Falcons had a chance to draft Justin Fields with the fourth pick in the 2021 draft. They ended up taking Kyle Pitts, who, by the way, is going to be a fantastic player in his own right at tight end. This is the game where you have all this stuff that's there, right? The storyline is there. Let's open it up. Let that man throw the ball at least 30 times. Let's see what we can do against the worst pass defense in the NFL. I mentioned the numbers earlier. Like, Atlanta gives up 280 yards per game on the defensive side, and this is just a perfect opportunity. And you talked about this in the last show, and I mentioned it earlier, where we want to see what Justin Fields can do from a passing aspect. This is the perfect game. So many perfect storylines. Let's just here we go again. Like, why not? Why not?
Yeah, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, I mean, this is the defense that allowed uh, Joe Burrow to throw for over 500 yards or 400 yards,
Yeah.
450 yards. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Justin Fields is Joe Burrow in terms of his passing development. He's not there yet, but Yeah, I totally agree. This is the perfect game. Khalil Herbert being out, perfect game to see what you can do. See
Yep.
what you can do. Um, Trust that your quarterback. And these, I love Luke Getzey, but his third and long
Mm,
play calls, that
yeah.
playbook, that set of plays that he has for third and longs,
Yeah.
just kills me, man. I get it. You don't want to get Justin Fields killed, but at least trust that he is able to escape pressure if he needs to and make a
Right.
play. How many times have we seen him do that? Like,
Yeah.
quit running up the middle and on third and 14. Quit doing these stupid wide receiver screens on third and 14 that the defense can see coming from a mile away. Let the kid make a play in these moments and have him learn. Um, because I mean, next year is the time, supposedly.
Right.
Next year our
Right.
expectations are gonna be a little bit different. So this is the year to see him make some mistakes in those third and long situations. But it's also this is the year to see him make those plays either with his arm or with his legs, whatever he's got to do. And I feel like Justin Fields right now has the feel on the field, um, in terms of, I mean, the amount of times that I've seen him escape blindside pressure, right?
Mhm.
Almost like he has eyes behind his head is
Right.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I trust. It's crazy that we have a quarterback that I would say that I completely trust on a third and 14, 15, 16 to make a play for a first down.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just I'm loving what Justin Fields has done so far this year, obviously. So I think you need to build on that, put some more trust in the kid, even though I know you've put in a lot in him already. He's basically
Mhm.
carrying this Bears offense by himself. But um, yeah, I mean, allow him to make some plays.
Great.
Um,
Great.
I don't even think we need to go over this Atlanta Falcons offense versus our defense because our defense is so bad that I don't
Yeah.
give a damn who your quarterback is. I
Yeah.
don't care what weapons they have, what's the last name on their jersey. I have no faith in this defense stopping anything or anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I, I got Marcus Mariota starting in one of my fantasy leagues this year. So I
that's
mean
a good
this week.
call.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good call.
no
I
offense. No offense to my
would too.
team, but yeah, I've seen you play all season. Yeah. I'm definitely
Yeah.
starting him.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who they play at this point. I don't care if they still had Roquan Smith. Like it would
Right.
not matter to me. This defense has been terrible all year against everybody basically. Um, but yeah, so expect Atlanta to score lots of points.
Yeah. It's
Lots
gonna
of
be a
points.
shootout. Definitely gonna be a
Um,
shootout.
One thing that I am kind of worried about though, with with the style of play that the Bears play with, obviously with Justin Fields and running him so much, um, is the fact that they're playing in a dome with
Mhm.
turf. Does
Mm.
that scare you at all? Like that
A
scares
little
me a
bit.
little bit.
No, a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know if the
Yeah.
Bears have played on turf this year yet.
Yeah.
Maybe Dallas. I think Dallas. I don't think they have grass at that stadium.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, that does scare me a little bit, just because Justin Fields likes to run.
Yeah.
The amount of knee injuries that I've seen in these kind of fields
Right.
where they're not even touched.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it scares me a little bit, but I hope I didn't jinx anything.
Don't jinx it.
Don't come for my neck.
Right.
Um, see any other storyline? You got anything else on this game?
You mentioned just some of the former players that Atlanta has that used to be Chicago Bears players. So we talked about uh, Cordell Patterson, but we also look at a guy like Jermaine Irfetti. Like he's with the Atlanta Falcons, and
Tremaine Fetty.
yeah, and who's the linebacker? He went to the Raiders. Nick Kiwakoski.
Oh, Nick Kwiatkowski?
Kwiatkowski. Yeah, yeah. Does Sanborn, does he remind you a little bit of
He kind of
Nick?
does.
Yeah,
He kind of,
yeah.
and not just because he's a white linebacker, but he kind of does. He kind of does. I
Well,
mean,
yeah. For me, it
he's
was because he was
violent.
just white. Yeah. No, I'm
Like
just he's
he,
white and
I do.
violent. That's
I re- I remember Nick Wachowski playing with like a violent type of
yeah.
style play when he would tackle players, and he does remind me. I think Sanborn's a little faster. I do remember
Mhm.
Nick Wachowski being very slow, and he was super reliable in the pass game. So I think
Yeah.
Sanborn's a little quicker to the ball. But yeah, very
Um,
similar. Demir
but
Bird is another one.
the Bird, yeah. With Nick, he played his way into a nice little contract with the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And I see, possibly Sanborn doing the same thing. But yeah, Demir Bird is another wide receiver. So a lot of familiar faces that the Bears have faced Sunday. Um, I mean, just a thought that I really would like to see this passing game open up. That's all. That's all. I'm not, wins or losses just really don't matter at this point. It's just about development. And one of the areas that we want to see develop more and more is this passing game. Now is the time where I don't worry about who he's throwing to. Let's just get some. Let's just do more. Let's just do more in the passing game. And you want to preserve Justin. He's come out a couple of times this week. I've heard him say like how his legs are hurting, like his
Heavy.
body's hurting right now. And it's because he's ran a lot. I mean, as wonderful the numbers that he's putting up, it does take a toll on the body. So if we can kind of just have more passes than runs this week, then that's a win for me. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Agreed. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Lost my train of thought there. Let's do some score predictions. Let's end it with some score predictions. Now, I said the Bears are 3-point underdogs in this game. They're on the road. I feel like the last couple games, the Bears just haven't gotten things to roll their way in terms of officiating.
Right.
But the one difference that the Falcons do have, I mean, the Falcons and Bears are very similar teams, right? They have bad defenses. They have a strong running game that they rely on. They have two quarterbacks that can hurt you with their legs. But the one difference between these two teams is Atlanta, even being 4-6, they're one game out of their division.
4-7.
Bucks. Or they're 4-7?
Yeah.
Oh, 4-7. My bad.
4-7. Yeah.
They are one game out
That's
of
a
their
good point.
division.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Bucks obviously leading the division there, but the Tampa Bay Bucks haven't been all that great this year.
Yeah.
They're one game out of being the leading team in that division. So they're coming in hungry. They haven't played the greatest, but you know how many so-so teams are in the league right now. There's going to be a lot of teams. Maybe not a lot, but there's going to be a couple of teams that make the playoffs that have losing records. Like that's just probably what's going to happen.
Right.
Either losing records or almost right at 500.
Yeah.
Because teams can't go 8-8 anymore now that there's 17 games. But yeah, Falcons are going to be fighting for a division here, and the Bears aren't fighting for anything other than pride. So that's the kind of upper hand that Atlanta has in this game. So keep that in mind. But Bruce, who you got winning this game?
During Ryan Pace's 7-year tenure as a GM with the Bears, he went 48-67. So with that said, I have the Bears winning this game 67-48 in a high-scoring affair. So that's my
record-breaking affair.
67-48 Bears. In honor of Ryan Pace. Do we owe him an apology? Man, please. No. Take that. We putting up 67 on Ryan Pace. This is my revenge game. This is my Ryan Pace revenge game. So 67 to
Yeah.
48. We
Yeah.
may not get close. I think it might be somewhere around, I'll say 37-30 Bears, but I'm shooting for 67 points in this game.
Okay. Okay. I like it. I am. Man, these two teams are damn near identical.
You're thinking about 67 points. I know. You want to hit
I'm
70,
debating
go
it.
ahead.
I'm debating. I may hit 70. I may no. But the one difference, like I said, is Atlanta does have something to actually play for.
Right.
But the other difference is that the Bears have a way better quarterback right now.
That is true.
Atlanta Falcons, I believe they passed on Justin Fields in the draft, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yep. They had the fourth pick. They picked
They
picks.
Yeah, and they are his favorite team. Like I said before, he's from Georgia. He's going to his hometown. So I think the Bears pull this one off. I think Justin has a little bit more oomph in his play. I think the Bears do open up the passing game a little bit with Khalil Herbert being out. Hopefully, Velus Jones can get some playing time. If he does play, you know what? Can we do a bold prediction segment on our game preview episodes?
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's a good call. Bold
Okay.
predictions, and we'll see in the following episode if they came true.
Got you.
I have a bold prediction that Velus Jones scores a touchdown in this game.
Okay.
I don't know if that's receiving or rushing. I just think he gets in the end zone.
I like
Just
that.
the creativity that Luke Getsy has done with these other receivers that are not even nearly as big of a playmaker as Velus Jones. I think he's going to dial something out for Velus in this game. He ends up scoring. But give me the Bears. I'll say Bears 30, Falcons 28. Very close scoring game.
I like that.
Bears 30, Falcons 28. Bears get the dub.
All right.
Sorry, give me your bold prediction if you have one.
My bold prediction is the defense will score a touchdown this week.
Ooh, I like that.
As much as I have Marcus Mariota starting in my fantasy, he is not the best quarterback. They have a great running game, but when it comes to pass, it's not there. And it's not because it's just he's not that guy. So I have the defense with a pick 6 on Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
Yeah, that's after he throws 3 touchdowns, so I can win fantasy this week. But yeah, he can throw a pick 6 while he's in it.
Okay. I like that. I like that bold prediction. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us on this game preview episode. We will be back, of course, next Monday to talk about the win or loss in this game.
Yep.
And yeah, let's hope that the Bears get this dub. Let's see.
We're praying.
See what happens.
We're hoping.
Yeah, they finally need a win. As much as we talk about wins don't matter, as much as we say the only thing that matters is Justin Fields' development, another part of Justin Fields' development is winning games. So
Exactly.
He has to. Some of these have to trickle in where he's closing out a game. So I think that this is going to be one of them in his hometown, his home state. So
let's get it.
All right, guys. As always, we'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace.